All right, 99.3 Nigeria Info. If you check your time now, it's 11:30 a.m. on a beautiful Monday. And as usual, at this time, it's the only show on radio that teaches you everything you need to know about power. Yes, this is Power Solutions. My name is Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo. And like you always know, Power Solutions is powered by Olon, Energy Impact Investment Company, in partnership with your number one talk station, Nigeria Info. Yes. How is your day going? We're here to teach you some new stuff. Aha. Okay. I hear Nigerians are getting an improved power supply. And most people are getting 23 hours, some 22 hours. Something has improved in our power. Something has improved in our power. We'll be discussing all of that today. Our topic is why Nigerians' power crisis persists. While I was preparing for this show and reading and learning and understanding that power has improved in most areas, I'm like, okay, is there still a crisis? Even with the improved power? What has changed? What is new? What can we learn? And I have a guest in the studio that will help us dissect some of these conversations so that you can learn more. Like I said, Nigerians have been experiencing an improved power supply in recent weeks. And this is according to data from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. The daily tracker for electricity generation in Nigeria shows a supply peak at a record high of 5,000 plus megawatts. That's good news. That's good news. Well, my guest is a chartered engineer, and he'll be helping us to make sense of all of this data. So if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, grab your seat, increase the volume of your radio so you can listen to this very clearly. We are going to be talking about all of these things, and I would like Lagos. You should call me and tell me. I want to know. Truly, has there been an improved power supply in your area? Call me. I would like to hear from you guys. Let's not just read things and we're not sure of it. And we would like to know, in your area, in your adubo, as they'll say it in Yoruba, have you been experiencing some increased power supply? All right. My guest in the studio is engineer Femi Olaniyan. He's a stakeholder management lead and a member of Nigeria Energy Forum, and is the CEO of Collageo Communications Limited. Yes. Mr. Femi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You look very relaxed, like it's a very good morning.
In Nigeria, you don't stress yourself unduly.
Yes.
You reserve your energy for the key things. Like deals.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Looking for a good deal. Making sure things are working. But I don't stress myself over traffic or, you know.
Nice.
Those are daily hurdles every Nigerian goes through.
Nice. I like that. I want to be like you when I grow up.
You're already like me.
All right, Lagos. My guest is engineer Femi Olaniyan. Like I said before, he's a chartered electrical engineer and is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He's also a fellow of the Nigeria Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. He started his career many years ago, around 1985, as an engineer with NEPA, what we used to know as NEPA. Yes, the National Electricity Power Authority, NEPA. Growing up in Nigeria, you know what NEPA is, so we'll be learning. Now, NEPA is now what we call PACN, and Mr. Ola used to work with NEPA those early days of 1985, and ever since then, he has continued to build his career as a professional in this space, and is doing amazing work. We'll be learning a lot of that today, but is here because of this history he has dating back 1985, you know, sort of to guide us on the journey, how this power crisis starts really. Where is our problem? You know, where are we getting it wrong with power in Nigeria? Yeah, we know it has improved lately. You're going to confirm that to me, Lagos, when you call me, but we want to learn, how do we solve this problem? This is power solutions. What is the solution? What is the problem first? What is the solution? We're going to be learning all of that. And Lagos, you can call me. I'll tell you when to call me. as we go on the show. But just note it down. The number to call is 0700 993 993 993. I'll tell you when to call me. But Mr. Ola, let's get down into the conversation today. Now, I've already said this before, but let me come back again. Your career started with NEPA.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, early 1985.
Yes.
Tell us really about your professional journey at NEPA. Really, how was NEPA in those early days? How was it like? What was happening? I mean, I wasn't born in 1985, so I wouldn't know.
NEPA recruited graduates, the best electrical, mechanical, civil engineering graduates to work for it. They conducted an interview and the selection process. So a good batch of us, for instance, were admitted or employed about the same time. And you would go through a 2 years, what they call a pupillage, to, help you to get a grasp of the practicals of power systems. You will move around the generation, transmission, distribution, and then system planning.
That time, NEPA was in charge of all of this?
Yes, NEPA was an integrated power company, from generation to distribution. So all the assets belong to it. The Shango you see at the front of their office, they used to capture the light. But really, NEPA was very well structured.
Okay, imagine.
As an engineer, they passed you through all these departments so that wherever you end up, you have a good grasp of how the system works.
So where did you start from yourself?
I started from Jeba hydropower station.
Okay.
That was my first posting.
Okay.
And it was at the early stages of its commissioning.
Okay.
By the Japanese. Marubeni, it was built by Fujiro, the civil engineering contractor.
I know Fujiro.
Yeah. And Jeba is downstream of Kainji.
Okay.
So Jeba was the second hydropower station damming the River Niger. Of course, Shiroro is the third one we have.
Okay.
Jeba, I believe, had 200 megawatt turbines, either 200 or 240 megawatts. 6. It has 6. Let me not get it wrong. Either 120 or 240.
Okay.
I think 120. But it has 6 turbines, and on commissioning, all of them were working. So I moved on after that to Benin Transmission Company.
Okay.
Benin Transmission Company, Sapele Road.
Okay.
And then I ended up at Ikeja Distribution Company, and then system planning here at Awolowo Road. All
right. So now those years and those very old times, what was the power situation in Nigeria like as at that time? Because I grew up seeing people still shout, "Up NEPA!" when NEPA comes, like the excitement when NEPA brings the light. But those 90s, those very old times, how would you describe the power situation in Nigeria around those times?
I think the situation began to deteriorate.
Okay.
Around the late 70s.
Okay.
Because I clearly remember my mother then. I was still a student at University of Lagos. My mother used to keep frozen chicken. And we went to the Lagos International Trade Fair to purchase a diesel generator.
As at that time?
Because some incidents had happened where electricity had gone for prolonged periods, and because she was doing a business, she wanted to come. So I'm just using that to place the timing. So those periods were like the genesis. Yes, it was just coming up. It was just coming up. It was just coming up. And I also can point to politicization of the system, because around that time also, when Murtala Mohammed came in, all this civil service purge, the entire top echelon of NEPA was sacked. These were highly experienced people who were delivering. They were all sacked. Yes, there was a purge of the civil service, and NEPA staff were part of the civil service.
Okay.
The top echelon, that's the directors.
Okay.
So what you need to understand is that politicization, for me, sparked the genesis of the problems of the electricity industry.
Okay.
NEPA used to plan 10, 20 years ahead. That's why you have system planning.
Oh, plan 20 years ahead.
Yes.
For power.
For power. To predict, you must predict the growth in your customer base. Because an average project, electricity project, will take you not less than, like the Jeba power station took not less than 8 years to come on stream.
A Nigerian population around this time was how many? Were you 60 million, 50 million? How many?
Well, I can't say, but definitely not up to 100 million.
Okay.
Not up to 100 million. Don't look at the population, because an industrial, and a factory can consume 100,000 times of a residence. So as factories closed, one of the reasons why our consumption seems not to be growing is that so many factories have closed down.
Okay.
So the population that has now come in to replace those factories now makes the consumption tilt more towards residential.
I see.
It used to tilt more towards
factory.
Industrial.
Okay, that's industrial.
That's iron and steel factories. Dunlop, which those are heavy power consumers. Cadbury, those things that have heavy demand for heating. They've all closed down, and that's why it has now tilted to residential. Now have more residential demand than industrial demand.
So when I want to, let's go to now when the problem was not obvious a problem. It was deteriorating gradually from the 70s. So at what point did we not get to, and then we can see that power is now a problem for us. Now I want us to track it down a bit, because that will go to my follow-up question. But what period did you think after the 70s did not come to a problem?
The 70s zone was gradual. Now the 80s, by the time I joined NEPA, it was now a very big problem. Because remember, NEPA was a government establishment.
Yeah.
Successive governments failed to invest in NEPA. Let me give you a simple example. My village, my town.
Okay.
When I was a child, the transformer that was there in 1960 something is still there now.
From 1960 something?
Oh yes.
Does it work?
It works. It just shows you the resilience of those equipment. Very big. I mean, today's transformers are made small because of space and more efficient heat dissipation.
That's today's transformers?
Yes.
Okay.
But in those days, they were very big. So they could dissipate the heat. It's like they are not doing any work. It's not big in terms of their capacity to deliver power, but big in size, so that they are delivering just a small amount of power. It's just like putting a trailer engine inside a B2. All right. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answered my question. Lagos, if you're just joining us in this conversation, this is Power Solutions. My name is Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo. My guest with me here is Engineer Femi Olaniyan, and we are discussing why Nigerian power crisis persists. And we are taking this from a journey of, how NEPA was set up and how we have come down to the point we are. So my guest is just explaining for me. Lagos, you can join this conversation by calling me on the numbers 0700 993 993 993. When you call me, I want to learn from you. We hear and we understand that Nigerians have been experiencing or are experiencing improved power supply in recent weeks. So when you call me, tell me, in your area, in the last 2 weeks, 1 week, 3 weeks, have you been experiencing a constant power supply? Tell me about it when you call me in Lagos. 0700 993 993 993. Hello, good morning. Welcome. This is Power Solutions.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
And good afternoon to your guest in the house. My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Idimu.
Okay, talk to me, Emmanuel.
Sorry, I'm actually enjoying the story of the man on the genesis of this problem.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Engineer Olaniyan. Thank you for the small background you've given to us. Now, to your question about the improvement in power in recent times. Yeah, in my own area, I would say for sure, yes, there has been an improvement for the past 1.5 weeks. At least I can say categorically that in the last 3 days, I think we've had power outage maybe once or twice.
All right.
Yes, I've had to be putting up my freezer between day for yesterday and yesterday till now.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. All right. Good morning, Power Solutions. Talk to me. Who's on the line?
Good morning, Power Solution.
Yes.
I want to thank our guest.
All right.
Thank you. For my own area, there's improvement, but with a cost, my brother.
Oh.
I'm telling you. You know the rain that fell yesterday, right? I was even afraid. Once the little cloud, then they will take off light, right? But despite the downpour, the light was on. I say, can this even turn off this thing before the thing gets easy? There you get. So there's improvement now for the past 2 months.
All right.
But with a cost, my brother.
With a cost. Interesting.
Thank you.
With a cost. It has improved, but with a cost.
Yes.
All right. The phone lines are buzzing, but we need to go on with the conversation. We'll come back to the phone lines shortly. But it goes back to my next question. You tell us why it has improved. But my question now to you is, Nigeria has about 23 power generating plants connected to the national grid with a capacity to generate about 13,000 megawatts of electricity. But we only distribute about 4,500. And in the last couple of weeks, we heard that we have been able to distribute about 5,000 plus megawatt. Now, my question to you, sir, is why have we been unable to expand what we can distribute?
Okay. I would use a very simple analogy.
Okay.
You know, if you go to the filling station to buy diesel, using a funnel, you know a funnel?
Yeah.
So that the diesel will not pour. When you pour it a bit, you have to wait a bit.
Okay.
For it to go down.
Okay.
Before you can pour more. That funnel is the transmission company of Nigeria.
Okay.
The transmission company of Nigeria has a limit to how much power it can take from all these generating stations and then funnel to the distribution companies. And that's the basis for this, they call it Federal Power Initiative.
Okay.
Being run by Siemens. But supervised by Nigerians. I must tell you that Nigerian engineers, they know what to do. It's just that the funding has not been there. So the federal government has marked a certain amount, joined with the German government, and being driven by Siemens.
Okay.
And they are expected to improve the capacity of the transmission first to 7,500, then to 13,000. I cannot remember the final figure, but within the next 1 year, it's expected that the transmission company capacity to wheel power to the distribution companies should go up from this paltry 4,000 to 7,500.
Okay.
Then you will now begin to see even more improvements to the power situation. At a cost, of course.
At a cost.
Yes.
All right. Now, that takes me to what the caller just said. Okay. Power has improved. He's experiencing some improvement in power, but now it's at a cost. But I want to ask you again, why has power improved? I mean, in your view, looking at what's happened, I know you are aware it has improved. Why has power improved? Why are we experiencing? Because we are afraid now. This one that there's steady lights. Why has power improved?
People don't need to be afraid.
Okay.
You know, when you talk of an improvement in power, it just means that the power is getting to more Nigerians.
Yes.
Number one, Consumption in the rainy season is generally lower. Generally.
Okay.
Many people are not using their AC. Let me tell you the truth.
Okay.
In this cold weather.
I still use my
And you
own,
know, I
but-
told you that residential users are the bulk of NEPA users, about 75%.
Now or then?
Now,
Okay, let's call it
it was
PSA
then
now.
that used to be, sorry, let's call it disco, and
Okay.
it was then it used to be industrial. Now it is residential. Now, obviously, I can't remember when I put it on.
Okay.
When I open the window now, it's so cold. So that's the first thing.
First thing. Second one.
Second one is that NEC, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission,
Yeah.
and the other organizations like the Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading Company have insisted that now they are going to play by the rules.
Okay.
Power purchase agreements must be honored by the people that signed them. So failure to deliver power means penalty.
Interesting.
So now no generating company wants to run foul of that law.
Okay.
They are making sure that if they sign to produce a certain amount of power, they are doing so.
Oh.
The distribution companies on their part now know that they cannot reject power.
Oh, so
Part of
the
it
power
is-
is flowing. It's
The
coming
power
now.
is flowing more like pure,
Oh,
like
and then
pure water.
the discos must
They must take.
they must take and they must give
They
us
must
the
take.
power.
Failure to take penalty.
Woo.
So now everybody is playing by the rules.
by the rules.
There's been a tariff review earlier in the year. There was a tariff review, and basically, I believe there is a greater commitment. Everybody can see that just round the corner with this improvement in transmission capacity, nobody is going to.
All right.
to visit
Let me
us.
hold your thought. There's a call. Let's take this caller. Hello. Good morning. Yeah. Hello. Good morning. Power Solutions.
Good morning.
Can you hear us?
This is Mali speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome to the show.
Okay, there's improving power, we all know. And we know the reason why, that whenever we're getting close to an election, it's always like this. After the election, 3 months down the line, we go back to the way we are. That is the problem we're having now.
Okay.
So we seem not to trust the power station or the power holding company anymore. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Politics. We lost that one. Let's take this one. Hello. Good morning. This is Power Solutions. Let's talk. Okay. We keep losing the call. 0700 993 993. We'll talk. So, okay. Let's take this call. I want to take one call. Hello. Good morning. Please, can you turn off your radio set?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. Turn off your radio set on your background, please.
Yes, it is turned off, please.
All right. Your name, where are you calling from? Yeah.
I'm Emmanuel calling from Ikorosi.
Okay, talk to me.
Precisely.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I think relatively light has improved around my neighborhood.
Okay.
But the challenge I have within my own vicinity is we've not been having light in my own area, Ikorosi to be precise. Okay. We have not really been having light. Oh, we get light in the middle of the night, around, say, past 12, and then it goes off around 3 in the midnight before you wake up. So
thank you.
I don't know what the issue is in my own.
Thank you. I got a message around 3. Hi, good morning, Power Solutions. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You have.
Yeah, my name is Matthew from Olodi Apapa.
Talk to me. Do you have power in your area?
We observe 2 days light, 4 days off. So about around the neighborhood, the power has improved. But that Olodi Apapa is very unfortunate.
All right, thank you so much. Engineer Lion, because of time, I'm looking at time and we need to move really fast. So my next question now to you, we see that it's improvement, but I want to touch an area of solutions for the future. Now, we know that alternative solutions like solar is fast rising and that people are switching to solar, and I want to get your thought. What do you see with the future with solar, just in case this improvement is sustained? How do we work together with alternatives like solar and other renewable solutions? Yeah.
Thank you very much. What we must know is that the electrical power supply regulation, the Act, the ESPRA Act, was recently reviewed.
Okay.
And it stipulates that the GENCOs, every company that has a license for generation, must invest in renewable energy also. That's solar and wind. Okay. So that's on the large scale, because you'll be talking of 5 megawatt, 10 megawatt projects, big projects. On the small scale, you have the off-grid engineering firms who do a deal with the community to supply them with solar. Now, off-grid is mainly for inaccessible communities. Yeah. Those where the grid has not got to. They are in a large, should I say, you have a large number of the population that fall under that category. Okay. Now, the COPA, the Climate Change Act of Nigeria, stipulate that by 2030, all communities, every Nigerian should have access to electricity. So it's bound to drive the implementation through the Rural Electrification Agency. REA. You know, the deployment of solar is bound to have an uptick.
All right. If you join us next week, Monday, we are dissecting the recently launched Nigeria Energy Transition Plan. It was launched on the 24th of August by the federal government in Abuja, and we'll be looking at how will that help Nigeria with the improved power supply we're seeing. So next week, make sure you join us for that conversation. I have an amazing guest who will be here to help us break things down. Engineer Olaniyan, I'm happy to have that we brought you back again for this conversation. We'll be relying on you subsequently to bring you back to help us look at these things critically again. I mean, thank you so much for the insight you have shared. And like you heard, people enjoy how you give us the analysis and the history, where we are coming from when it comes to power. And we've confirmed today that power has increased in a lot of areas. So this will continue. We'll have this conversation going on, but we are running out of time and we have to go. So until another time we have you, we'll keep it close to our hearts. If you're just joining, this is Power Solutions. Power Solutions is powered by Olon, Energy Impact Investment Company, with support from Nigeria Info, your number one talk station. My name is Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, and we have come to the end of the show today. Until next week, 11:30 on Monday, when we come to you again, please stay tuned. Exciting things. All right, until next week, thank you so much. It's been an exciting show. Love you guys.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation never stops.
The state government asked that schools should not resume till January because of COVID-19. Now,
Nigerians don't know that there are people who are called the laborers at the very bottom of the economy.
Educating and informing.
So let me tell you something. It's not possible to block all other million subscribers. If they buy another day, that's for them billion.
Listen to Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
It's okay. That is okay. It's okay. Let me explain. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. It's okay. She off your mic.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info, your mic is always on. Let's talk.
It's okay. That is okay. It's okay. Let me explain. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. It's okay.
Only one station gives you great talk every day.
On the show yesterday, you spoke about the tariff hike, electricity tariff hike.
Yes.
I'm hearing news today that is being postponed till next year.
City of Lagos, did I say it yesterday? I am a prophet.
Hear the news and tell us your views.
Congratulations once again to Liverpool. Despite the disastrous outing they had tonight.
Your number one station for talk.
You know, the WHO give a guideline for organizations,
right?
Yes, to implement, to reduce the spread of coronavirus in your group, in your companies. Here in Engr, we've done
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. It's 12 o'clock.
99.3 Nigeria Info.